What's up guys, it's Everett here. In this video we're going to work on spine mobility, which I know a lot of people will be excited about because of how many back issues are popping up these days. So when it comes to back issues, first of all, if you have a serious issue, go see someone in person, a professional, because they're serious. Number two, for myself, when it comes to back stuff, I want to focus on two things. First off, can every single vertebrae move in the direction that it should be able to move for that task? So specifically for the spine, can we round the back and arch the back? Flexion, extension. Now we also need to be able to rotate and lean, laterally flex, we'll get to that. But flexion, extension, very important for the vertebrae. Every single vertebrae needs to be able to do its job. After that, a lot of people skip this, is you need to be able to move those vertebrae on your own. So this is where we make the distinction quickly, I've said it before, between flexibility and mobility. So flexibility is important. You need to be flexible to be mobile, but flexibility is the ability to get into a position. Mobility is the ability to move in and out of that position. And so for most athletes and everyday people, moving is kind of important. So you need to be able to move into that position for a lot of reps or with a lot of weight or quickly, or get in that position and then hold it and be stable. So we're training mobility in this video, and we're gonna cover one movement that's great for you if you're a power lifter, a strength athlete, field athlete, or even one of these, primal functional movement people. A lot of people are getting in that primal functional moving scene and they think they can't get injured because it's natural and it's just body weight, and that's not the case. You need to have the adequate range of motion at every vertebrae and the ability to control and move into those positions to be safe, okay? So let's hop into this one movement. So this movement is from the FRS system. These are spine cars, and I'm gonna be using a med ball. This is my favorite way to do this, and I'm gonna be in a low kneeling. You can do this sitting, standing, you can do this with a yoga block, or you can cross your arms and do this with no assistance. I like this for a little bit of external feedback and a little bit of weight because I've been doing these a long time, so I'm pretty good at them, so a little bit of weight is totally fine for me. So starting off, we're not gonna move any of the lower body at all. We're going to start to arch or round the low back into cat position or flexion of the spine. So start to almost pull your hips underneath the torso, around the low back, then around the mid back, then around the upper back in a bit of a wave. Then once we've done as much flexion as possible, we're going to rotate as far as we can to the right. So try to face your chest, your torso to the right as far as you can, keeping the hips forward and not moving the legs. After we've done that, we're going to drop the right shoulder. Pull your right shoulder down with your side muscles, side of the ribs, your obliques, and that's gonna lift the left shoulder and stretch the left muscles on the sides of the ribs. After that, we're gonna take a huge breath in, filling up the body with as much air as possible, and then exhale. Now here comes the tricky part. We're gonna do a half circle to the left side, and we're gonna use extension. So we're gonna push the belly button forward, start to arch the low back, arch the mid back, push the chest up in the air, arch the upper back, and we're gonna do a large circle all the way over to the left side of the body. Once we've reached the left, everyone does this a little different. This is the way I do it. We're going to then rotate and sit the body straight up and straight down, but rotate to the left as far as we can. Drop the left shoulder to the left hip, pulling that shoulder down with your side muscles, stretching the right muscles on the right side of the body, lifting the right shoulder. Big breath in, into your stomach, into your ribs, diaphragmatic breath, hold, and then exhale. And then we're gonna finish with a quarter circle. Start to, again, pull that belly button to the spine, pull the hips underneath, round the low back, round the mid back, round the upper back, and finish in that forward flexion cat pose position. So that's one rep. Again, it's not relaxed. You're really trying to carve out a millimeter further every time you do one of these reps and build up more and more of a muscle contraction. I'm not just bending forward. I'm not just arching my back or leaning to the side. I'm using my muscles to pull me in each direction. So we're gonna do a rep in the other direction. It's the exact same thing, mirror image, but backwards. I would recommend doing 2 reps per day and maybe even more depending on your goals and who you are. So let's go through the opposite side really quickly. Once again, cross your arms or grab your med ball, your yoga block. Don't move your lower body and start to round your low back into flexion, round your mid back, and then your upper back. We're not leaning forward, we're keeping the shoulders over the hips. Rotate as far as you can to your left, facing your torso to the left, keeping the lower body facing forward. Drop the left shoulder to the left hip, using your muscles to pull that shoulder down. The right shoulder is lifting up in the air. Large diaphragmatic breath in, hold, and out. And now we're half circle into extension to the right side. Start to arch the low back, push the belly button forward, push the mid-torso forward, arch the mid-back, push the chest up in the air, arch the upper back, and then half circle to the right side. Reach that right side, sit up and rotate as far as you can to the right. Use your muscles, pull, pull, pull. Drop and pull that right shoulder to the right hip, lifting the left shoulder. Big diaphragmatic breath in from the belly button up into the neck. Hold, exhale, and then again, pull that belly button to the spine, pull the hips underneath, tuck the hips, round the low back, round the mid back, round the upper back, and quarter circle to that starting position. So again, those are spine cars. We're trying to get every single vertebrae moving. At first, the cues I gave you was low back, mid back, and then upper back. That's great for beginners. As you get better and better at this, or maybe you have a dancing background, a yogi background, maybe Olympic lifting or martial arts, you might be able to start to move, just a vertebrae at a time in a very slow, controlled way. Most people don't have that capacity or that control at first. So try to break the back up into low, mid, and upper back. All right, so we got flexion, extension, rotation each direction, and then lateral flexion in each direction with some deep diaphragmatic breathing. And again, we're not just loose and moving through this, we are pulling ourselves in each and every direction. So you might get a little bit of cramping and muscle spasms here and there. So again, this is training, so be consistent with it. All right, guys, as always, thank you for watching. If you like these type of videos and you want to learn more about mobility training for the full body, obviously subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you like this video, hit the like button. It helps out me. The video's hopefully already helped out you, and it's gonna help out the algorithm, bring more people to this video, which will help their backs. And if you want to support the channel and get better hips for only 29 bucks, check out my website. I have a 16 video e-course on hip mobility, flexibility and stretching, mobility, stability, and a little bit of strength training. So it's on my website. Take a peek what I use for my own hips and my clients. So thanks again for watching. See you in the next video.